Today on the channel, from the 60th anniversary of the Avengers line, we've got Thor and we've got the Destroyer.
The spirit of Ultimate Warrior will run forever!
Welcome everyone, Kyle here, and welcome back to the channel for another Marvel Legends unboxing and review. And today we got a special one, as we got the 60th anniversary of the Avengers Destroyer Thor 2-pack. But for all your Marvel Legends needs and a whole lot more, make sure you're hitting up DJC Collectibles. Use discount code 8OFF DJC to save. And today the Destroyer, the much requested Marvel Legends version of the Destroyer, is finally here. Of course, we've had a Marvel Select, gosh, 10 years ago? I don't know how many years ago. What is time, as we always do say, but it's been a heck of a long time. I do have the Marvel Select version in my collection. I did bring it for this video. We will compare that later on. And of course, we'll compare it to another Thor, and Thor no stranger to the Marvel Legends figure lines, as there's always a Thor out there on a pretty good clip, so we'll compare it to a Thor figure as well. And of course, we're going to do this review like we do all the other reviews on the channel. We're going to take a look at the packaging, we're going to talk about it, we're going to unbox it, we're going to talk about it, we're going to see where it goes from there. So without further ado, let's take a look at the packaging for this one. Like I said, it is the 60th anniversary of the Avengers. Love the packaging on this. Something special about white packaging. It just looks a little bit extra special, a little bit extra classiness to it. Got the Avengers logo there. Beautiful glamour shots. Of course, cardboard packaging here, no plastic free. Coming later in 2024, as they do say from Hasbro. I love the blue background behind the figures, really making it pop with the white, looking good. Marvel Legends up there on the top. Little glamour shots of the two over here. A very heavy pack, as you can imagine. On this side, you get glamour shots of the comics versions of these two. Looking good. Marvel Legends logo once again. Then on the back, no cross-sell, nothing like that. But you can see both figures, but you can definitely see the Destroyer. Definitely a height advantage over old Thor. Got all the warnings, that kind of stuff there. Nothing else special. But it does say Thor versus Marvel's Destroyer. Marvel's Destroyer. And this is bearded Thor. Always a favorite Thor for me. Here it is. See you later, Spider-Man style. Always loved bearded Thor. I think, was that a 90s invention, bearded Thor? He was always kind of clean-shaven before that. But I always loved it. I always thought it gave him a little extra toughness, kind of getting hip to the new generation, something like that. But looking good. Off to the side. See you later. Goodbye. Then we get cardboard. Cardboard aplenty. Plastic bags. Parchment paper bags aplenty here. And we got the Destroyer all wrapped up as well. We'll pop him out. Look at all that cardboard. There it goes. See you later. Get out of here. We're going to pull the Destroyer out first. Oh my gosh, a big beefy boy. Bam! See you later. You know, you guys and gals, you know that I love a big figure, and that's what this Destroyer is. Oh boy, we're going to talk about him in a second here, but let's get the rest of this stuff out of the pack, see what's going on, see what all the fuss is about, as one might say. A little piece of cardboard there. What's that about? See you later off the screen. Parchment paper. Bam. See you later. Goodbye. And what else we got? Oh, we got Destroyer hands. We got two hands for Destroyer. Looking good. When I hear Destroyer, I always think of Kiss. See you later. The Kiss album Destroyer, of course, as most do know. Looks like we've got some pieces for Thor. Only one hand for Thor in there. All right, sure. See you later. Goodbye. And there it is. Thor's out. Nothing else in his baggie either, so we're about here. Bam! See you later. Goodbye. All right, let's start in on Thor. We'll start in on Thor first, but let's look at these accessories for Thor first. And we do get an extra hand for him, but only one hand. Seems a little bit strange, but I do like what I see here. They did give us a fisted hand. And I always say we need a fisted hand with every wrestling figure, superhero, action figure, whatever it is. You should have one fisted hand. When the going get tough, the tough guys use their fists. And Thor, no doubt about it, has a nice fist there. We do get Mjolnir looking good here as well. Of course, got the inscription on the hammer. Always love it when the inscription is included. Love the brown wrapping here. Of course, the handle at the bottom. Your typical hammer that we've had from Thor many, many times over the years. But you can't have a Thor figure without this, so I'm glad they included it, obviously. But it does look really, really good. Looks really, really nice. I am here for that. Now we're going to dive into the heads on old Thor here. Let's see what all the heads are about. And I did talk about how I really do like Thor with a bearded look better. Thunderstrike, one of my favorite figures from a couple years back. Of course, he had a good beard. A beard, some would say you could set your watch to even, but I always liked his beard, and I like this Thor beard. And we got two different heads for Thor. Similar, but different is what we'll call this. So right out of the package here, you do got the Thor helmet. You got the wings on the helmet looking nice and white. Nice silver helmet throughout. Beautiful blonde flowing locks on old Thor, looking like a god of thunder would normally look. Looking good there, and then you got a nice yellow beard to it. Very Zakk Wylde-like if Zakk trimmed up a little bit. Looking nice. You got the blue eyes there. A stoic, kind of mean face going on in Thor. This is an angry Thor, apparently. But a very good-looking head that you would know is Thor right off the bat. If somebody handed this, said, hey, who is this? Oh, it's Thor. It's that God of Thunder character. That's what they would say. Now, this Thor is a little bit different, as you do got the helmet going on. You don't got all the silver on the side of the wings on the side of the helmet, so that is different. Definitely different. You do got the top on the top of the helmet, just like the other one. But this one, you do have the visor. You got the cover of the eye shield here. And Thor, very similar beard and mustache, very similar hair. A little bit different, a little bit tighter, less hair on this one than this one. But definitely is a more battle-ready Thor, I guess is what we would call this one. His eyes are protected. He's ready to throw down. I am not sure which Thor head I'm going to use. It's kind of a pick-em. It's one of those ones you got to kind of sit on and look at for a little bit and maybe decide what you want to do there. But definitely both heads I do think look really, really good. Now, Thor does come with a cape, and the cape is not removable. I'm happy to report that it is not going to fall off or anything like that. I guess some people might like it removable, but I like it when it stays on the figure. It doesn't just fall off or knock the figure over, things like that. So it is attached to him. It is a big plastic cape. It's not soft goods, not cloth, anything like that, but a big red flowing cape. You get the hair cut out in the back there to cover the hair. Looking good on that end. Now, I do see an issue right off the bat here, and on some of these paint lines. I right away, my eye caught it on the back, and I see it on the front. Of course, you get that black kind of chest piece. Instead of actually giving a chest piece for Thor, they just painted black here. Would have really liked an overlay chest piece, I think would have been the way to go. But it does look funny, and the lines are very jagged on the side. It does not line up. You give him a turn as well, it doesn't line up. It almost goes back to the Ultimate Edition Andre the Giant, which we unboxed a while back on the channel. What is time, as we always say. It doesn't line up. If you move his waist a little bit, it just breaks up the natural feel of the figure. So that is a bit of a miss for me, and of course the line work isn't the best here. And I guess your mileage may vary on that line work, but it is a little bit rough on mine on the back too. You're not going to see it because the cape's not removable, but if you flipped up the cape and you looked underneath there, you'd see some pretty ugly line work, unfortunately. So that is a little bit of miss on this Thor one. You do get the kind of center, the plates. You got the dinner plate and the appetizer plate got going on right there on Thor like we're accustomed to, so we're used to that. We got the T belt there for Thor in gold, all black, and then you get the kind of blue jean color down here low, and then you get the gold boots, the big old boots on this one, a nice shine to the boots, a nice gloss feel to them. Feels different than the rest of the figure. You do get his little gauntlets on his wrist. These are removable. If you pull the hands out, these wrist gauntlets will come out, so be careful there. Unfortunately, it looks like we don't have pinless joints on this one, and I guess we'll walk through the articulation really quick, real fast. Arms do go all the way around. You do get a bicep cut. Double jointed elbows, unfortunately, like I said, not pinless. You do get the up and down hinge here for the hammer hand, so you do get the up and down hand there. You can, of course, replace that with the fist if you need to. Or is the fist? No, the fist is for the other one. The other hand gets the fist, and this is kind of the sprawled out claw hand, but you can turn that to a fist. That's probably what I'll end up doing there. You do get the hula hoop, like I said, at the top. That's where the unnatural lines kind of get broken up. You do get the traditional waist as well. He can do those big old Asgardian splits if he needs to. Big splits on Thor. You get the thigh cut. Double jointed, not pinless. I thought they were pinless. Double jointed knees. Knees are double jointed there. I was going to say pinless, but no, they got pins in them. Boot cut. Yep, you do get a boot cut. Very well hidden in the sculpt there. I like it when they hide the articulation in the sculpt, and they did that there on the boot. And then the ankles back, forth, side to side. All that ankle articulation we're very accustomed to at this point. Now, does he fit on a Ringside Collectible stand? Make sure you get the Mattel stands if you're going to Ringside Collectibles, and you're using discount code Kyle. Save yourself 10%. What do you know? Thor fits on the Mattel Ringside Collectible stand. Fits perfect right there. I do got a foreign Thor, another Thor from another place called Walmart from, what was this, the 80th anniversary line like 5 years ago. As we always say, what is time? But a very similar version of Thor, but very different at the same time. Different boots on this guy. Very similar midsection. Yeah, I guess not so similar. This one's got the full-on shirt going on. This is just kind of the painted one, but similar but different. Very similar in the cape department. Definitely Thor. They're both Thor. It is really, at the end of the day, choose your own Thor adventure. Which Thor do you prefer? I do love bearded Thor, so you could technically throw bearded Thor's head on here. You could do some swapping if you needed to, but I do love something special about bearded Thor, but I like the look of the classic Thor, so I'm just a guy caught in the middle. I'm just caught in the middle is what we'll say there. But one thing I'm not caught in the middle in is my love for big figures. Like I said, I love the big gigantic figures, and that's what the Destroyer brings us here today. I could see in a Legends line maybe him as a Build-A-Figure, but they're just throwing him in here. We're getting him in a 2-pack, and I'm here for that. At least we finally did get a Destroyer. A lot of people, like I said, have been wanting this figure for a long time. Destroyer came to fight. He's got 2 Fists of Fury. He is not messing around. Then you do get a gripping hand here, and you do get a mangled claw-like hand here. So this gripping hand looks like he would be carrying a sword, which we do know from the Marvel Selects version, he did come with a sword. I don't think I missed that in the packaging. I guess I'll look back through. I'll look through, but I don't think I missed a sword anywhere in the process. If I did, I'll show pictures of it, but a little bit of a miss here, because I do picture the Destroyer. I think of the Select version that has the big sword. Doesn't look like we're going to have it for this one here, but we do got a big figure, and like I said, we'll compare him to the Select one very shortly, but a big figure, big heavy figure. Love things like this, and a very spiky figure. This is one of those figures that could be dangerous. You give this to a little kid, they're using this as a weapon. They're hammering their brother over the head with. You got spikes, big old spikes here, and these spikes are sharp. They're not like moldable. You see like DC McFarlane, a lot of times the spikes are bendable. They're not going to hurt you. These, they're going to hurt you. They're going to take an eye out if you're not careful. So this is a very spiky figure. Spikes up and down on the side, the arms, the legs, the waist, shoulder gauntlets. There are spikes all over the place. Then he's got, of course, the spiked hands. Definitely a big coat of armor, a guy you don't want to mess with unless your name is Thor, I guess, at the end of the day. We're going to start with the head on this guy. It is a Destroyer head. If you're familiar with the Destroyer, you would know, oh, there's the Destroyer. Got kind of that, I don't know, that symbol at the top of the head that always signifies the Destroyer to me. You got the white eyes against the silver, and then you get the silver swirl throughout on this one. And there is some pretty rough swirling in the abdomen right there. It doesn't bother me really a whole lot, because I would think if this was real, let's pretend this is real, he's going to have some dings, he's going to have some dents, he's going to have some scratches on him after all these battles, but we do got some swirling in the ab crunch. Your mileage may vary. We see that with some of these figures from time to time. Same thing on the back. He's got some swirling in there. If you look really close, you can kind of see. It just kind of looks like he's been in battle to me, but your mileage, once again, may vary on that one. But definitely a big figure and a big solid chunk of plastic in a nice silver gray color here. Of course, articulation-wise, arms do go all the way around. Shoulder gauntlets move with the arms, always like that. Big old bicep cut. Single jointed elbow. Do we get the side to side? Yep, we get the side to side at the elbow as well. Hands going to be removable, hands back and forth. I'm probably leaving him with 2 Fists of Fury. I think he's more intimidating and bigger and badder that way. We do get the big hula hoop at the top. You can even hear it. You can hear that a little bit there. And then we do get the big old Destroyer splits. I don't know if he's ever doing that. But who knows? Maybe he is. On his spare time, he's working on his stretching capabilities. We do got a thigh cut, very tight thigh cut, but it is there. Double jointed knees. Oh my gosh. And these are pinless knees, pinless elbows. We always love to hear that. We love to see that here on the channel. But man, big, heavy. And I don't think they can get any reuse out of this. Thor, you can get reuse, but can you get reuse out of the Destroyer? I'm not sure you really can. Ankles side to side, back and forth. Plenty of movement on the old ankles there. Now, I want to see, though, does he fit on a ringside collectible stand? I don't think you really need a stand for him, as he is a big boy. But boy, these feet, these ankles are very tight on him. Let me move it. But yeah, you don't really need a stand for him. But we'll do it for science. We'll see if he fits. And what do you know? He fits on the stand perfectly. So if you need a little extra support for your Destroyer, bam, there he is. He does fit, but it is not needed at the end of the day. But a big hunkin' figure. Love the looks of this guy. Happy to have this in my collection, but now we got to pair him up with the Marvel Select version. That's going to be the money story there. Which one do we prefer? Definitely both big figures, and as we know with Marvel Select, it always works with big figures with them. They always look really good, and they display well with your Legends. This one is no different, but look at that. I think they're the exact same height. Can you believe that? They are the exact same height. Very cool. I guess I didn't expect it to be as tall as the Marvel Select version. I will say the Diamond Select, Marvel Select version is a lot bigger, a lot chunkier. This guy's a pretty skinny. It's like the Destroyer on a diet over here. This guy's a little bit beefier figure. And he definitely weighs a heck of a lot more than the Marvel Legends one as well. But definitely both Scream, Destroyer. I don't think either is bad figure. They're both good figures. I think the thing you got to ask yourself is, do you need 2 of them in your collection? That's kind of where I'm at right here. But I like both of these ones. I don't know if I'd say I like one more than the other. I guess, gun to my head, I prefer this one just a little bit more because he's bigger, he's heavier, he's chunkier, and he came with the big old sword as well. And I guess you could try to use this sword for him. I guess it probably would work. We can see if we can do it for the glamour shots for him. But this guy came with the big old Destroyer sword, so I do like that one a whole lot. But a very cool 2-pack here, a very fine 2-pack. I got to think a lot of people will be picking this one up, and that's usually the way it goes with Marvel Legend as a whole. But I think a lot more people might want this pack than some of the other packs, just because a lot of people have requested this Destroyer figure over the years, and now Hasbro's finally bringing it to attention for the 60th anniversary of the Avengers. So there it is. There's the Destroyer and bearded Thor. What are your guys' thoughts out there in YouTube land? You picking this 2-pack up? You playing the long game? Let me know in the comments down below. Which one do you prefer, the Destroyer or Thor? How do you like your Thor? Do you like it with a beard like me? Oh, I love a bearded gentleman. But I like the bearded Thor, I think, better than the baby-faced Thor. That's just me, though. You guys tell me your thoughts in the comments down below. Of course, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to hit the old notification bell. Don't forget to give this video the old Hacksaw Jim Duggan thumbs up. And don't forget about the Patreon for early access to videos like this, bonus content, exclusive content, giveaways, Q&As, pizza reviews, you name it. Whole lot going on in the old Patreon channel, and best of all, you do support the channel and all the content that it brings. And you can also support the channel at ProWrestlingTees.com, search Kyle Peterson. And don't forget social media, SirPaul64 on Twitter, Instagram, _Kyle_Peterson. So for the Destroyer and Thor, I'm Kyle. See you guys all real soon.